All right, pastors, we are going to look at our last video here. And in this video, we're going to look at some very important things. We're going to look at the prayer event calendar, the church information, which is really important to talk about because you're the one who sets the address there and makes it visible in the Google Maps search. And then we're going to wrap up with how non members can make prayer requests and just some evangelistic ideas also that you can use this prayer app for. So, without further ado, let's get to the prayer event calendar. That's this button right here. Click on that button. And so, the whole idea here with the prayer event calendar is that this app is all about improving the prayer life in your church, discipleship of prayer in your church for members, visitors, people in the community, help people to communicate with each other what's being done to turn those prayers into care, and give as many people as possible an opportunity to participate and serve in this prayer ministry. And so, as people are using the prayer app to see what we're praying for and what we're doing about those prayers, turning prayer into care, then one of the things we want to do also is have them pray for the ministry of the church, for what's going on in the church, and for the people who are responsible for leading these different things that are happening in our ministry. Pray for them, and then possibly see how God might lead them to serve in those events and activities. So this is the prayer event calendar, and it's pretty simple. Uh, One of the things that again that I like about the app is this little print button right here. So anything that you're looking at on the prayer event calendar can be printed out, and that's very nice for people who don't use technology. And every one of your church members who's in the prayer database can print this out, and so leaders can do that for people in their groups, boards can do that for people on their boards, members can do that for each other. And so that's just a way to encourage the body of Christ to take care of the body of Christ. So your views, you can see things a week at a time. You can see things a month at a time. You can see things that happened the month before. You can see things that happen this month or the month after. So you can go back to today there, and it'll light up today. So then, as a pastor, there's a lot of things that you can do with the prayer event calendar. If an event needs to be moved, you can just click and drag it. Your prayer coordinator can also do this for you. You can go in and edit an event. So you go in there and click on it. Here's the event. There's chili cook off. Lamar is the leader. Email, phone number, start time. You want to edit something on this, you just click the edit button. It will pull up the information. You can edit the name, the leader, email information, whatever it is you need to edit. You can edit that, no problem. You can, of course, add an event yourself. There's an event coming up you want to add, just click on the day, put the event that you're inviting people to, name, email, phone number, and click submit, and it will go onto the calendar. So with the prayer event calendar, this is a way for the people in your church to pray not only for the who we're praying for, but then also what the church is doing. And any one of your leaders can put an event onto the prayer calendar, and they can edit their events. And so this is not something that's going to be an additional task for your church secretary or admin people. So this will help improve the the focus of the prayer life of your church. So that's the prayer event calendar. Then there is the church information. Now, this is very important because you are the one who goes in and edits and inputs the church address and name. And this is very important because then this is how you are found in the Google Map function in the prayer app. You can also upload a picture of the church, and you can change that as many times as you want to. So maybe there's something special coming up, or there's something special that just happened. You want that to be a temporary picture of the church. You can do that. It's flexible. There's a place for your website, your Facebook page. If you don't have a church website, use the denominational website. Use our synodical website. There's your worship times, your name, your phone number. Click submit whenever you make an update, and you're there. And so that's very important. Can't stress that enough. Make sure your church address information is correct in there. That's how you're found in the Google Map function. Which brings me to a very important feature in the prayer app, and that is the prayer request feature. So you click on the prayer request button, and you can do that on the web based version, you can do that on the mobile version. And the prayer request function is a way for anybody to put a prayer request into the prayer database of a church in the network. And so there's a couple of ideas here with this and a couple of ways that we're seeing it being used. Um, we have people who are downloading the prayer app who are not church members of any of our congregations. They're simply looking for churches that will pray for them, and they're putting prayer requests into those churches' prayer databases. In New Jersey, we have a pastor, Anthony Iovine, and his congregation is St. Matthew's in New Milford, and he has had the experience of people doing precisely this, and then through that, through their reaching out to his congregation with via the prayer app, then he has connected with them and he has seen people come to worship through that. So the way that the prayer request feature works is you simply put in the zip code. So like what these people are doing is they put in the zip code and search, and then they find the congregation there that will pray for them and care for them and share the prayer request. And then this is your church's information. So then this is again why it's important for you to have your picture and your address and all this sort of stuff. And then for them to make a prayer request, they simply click on that button. They put in their name, their prayer request. If they want to be followed up with, they can put their contact information in there, what their relationship with the church is, member, visitor, community, or other. Hit submit, and it goes to your prayer database. And then you are automatically sent an email. That a prayer request has come in. Your prayer coordinator is also automatically sent an email that a prayer request has come in, and your database is automatically updated so that then people on your prayer team, next time they log in, they can see the prayer requests that have come in. This feature of being able to add prayer requests by people who are not church members is just has a lot of potential. So, for example, when I go traveling and I go to the car rental place at the airport, you pick up the car. A lot of times people will ask, what's the nature of your business? I'll tell them I'm, here to help churches develop their prayer ministry, and then I'll tell them, by God's grace, we have this prayer app, and their eyes light up, and so I tell them about it, show them how they can download it. Then I invite them. I say, hey, if there's any prayer requests that you would like to put in for you or somebody else, you can do that. And then, of course, when they put in the zip code, what's going to pop up? The churches that we've trained, that are part of the prayer network, and so you're connecting churches with local people there. I've used this as I'm traveling through airports. Somebody shares a prayer request. You say yes, be happy to pray for you. Can I share your prayer request to the local church? I'd love to pray for you. They say yes. Ask them for their zip code, put it in, pulls up a church, put their prayer request into that church's prayer database, connect them with that church. So there's a lot of ways you can use this. When I was at my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, we stayed at a hotel, and when we checked in, had a very nice conversation with the lady at the front desk. Asked her, is there anything I can pray for you about? She said yes, shared a prayer request. Getting ready to check out at the end of our stay, I shared with her. She was there at the front desk again. I shared with her that I prayed for her, asked her how things were going. She gave me an update. And I said, actually, it was a Sunday morning. I was on my way to preach that morning at Concordia in Kirkwood. And I said, would it be okay if I shared your prayer request with the local church? They said yes. And so I said I'd do that. And then I mentioned the prayer app, and could I put it into the prayer database? They said yes. And I said, you can download this prayer app. And they were very excited about that. And you can share this prayer request. When I was at the LWML convention, shared with the ladies there, when you're at your beautician, I understand there's a lot of conversations that happen in a beauty shop, and if your beautician is a Christian, you can invite that person to download the prayer app, and as they hear prayer requests from people, if those people are interested in having their prayer requests shared with the local church, they can use this prayer app to do that. And so the prayer app is something I encourage you to suggest to people outside of the church, and suggest that your members invite people outside the church. It might be the mayor, a fireman, a police officer. It could be anybody in the community there who's a person of prayer, you can invite them to download the prayer app, and then as they're collecting prayer requests, they can put them into your church's prayer database. Any of your church activities that you're already doing, your Easter egg hunt, your fall festival, your vacation Bible school, any of those things that you're already doing, you want prayer to be a part of that, and you can invite people who attend those things to download the prayer app, and then encourage them to put prayer requests for themselves into the prayer app, and prayer requests for others into the prayer app. I pray God's richest blessings on you and your ministry. If there is anything that I can do to help you, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any comments, thoughts, or suggestions, please share those. And, my prayer and hope is that, God's desire that his house would be a house of prayer for all the nations, that this would be helped through this very simple piece of technology. I pray God's richest blessings on you and yours.